Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we have an exciting topic that can help you achieve financial success using artificial intelligence without any coding skills. If you are new here, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our future videos. Let's dive into the world of making 10K a month with AI without any coding. So you might think that to make money with AI you need to be a coding genius, but that's not entirely true. While coding skills certainly provide an advantage, there are opportunities to tap into the power of AI without writing a single line of code. Today we will explore some of these avenues and show you how you can make 10K a month with AI, even if you are not a programmer. And that you are going to do it starting now. So, how do we make 10K a month with AI without coding? Before we even start showing you exactly how, there are prerequisites. So the first one is, how do people make money? The second one, what's the best way to make money on internet? The third one, what is AI? And finally, I will show you in a practical manner by sharing my screen what you are supposed to do exactly. So why do I start by how people make money? Because it is important for us to have the right definition and the good understanding on how to make money. Here it is. It's simple. I summed it up in 3 different points. This is what I will call a virtue cycle, and you need to build it for your business in order to make money in a recurring way. So the first step is find a customer with money and a big and recurring problem. So it may seem counterintuitive for some people, but for me and with my experience, I believe the first thing you are supposed to do is not to find a problem. It is not to find a great idea. It is to find a customer with money. So a customer who will be able to afford your service or your product. Because you can solve a problem for someone who is broke. I'm sorry to be direct, but the person who is broke will be grateful, but they won't be able to afford your service. They won't be able to pay you, so you won't be able to make 10K a month. So even before you start looking for a solution, even before you start looking for a problem, you need to find a potential customer. That customer needs to have the money, needs to be able to afford your service or your solution, and he needs a problem. And this problem has some characteristic. First, it needs to be a big problem. By big, we mean an urgent problem. So you won't have to delay in order to get your solution, because if the problem is painful enough, is urgent enough, he will be willing to pay right now and get your solution right now. The second characteristic, the problem needs to be recurring, because if it is a one-time issue, they will use your solution, pay for it, and it's done. You will never see them again. You will need to find another customer with the same problem and who can afford your service. And at some point you will run out of potential customers, because you can only have so many people with this type of issues. So what you need to do is to find a customer who has the money to afford for your service and your product. Obviously that customer has a problem, that's why you will provide him a solution. This problem needs to be big and urgent so that it doesn't delay in getting your solution. This problem needs to be recurring so that every month or every week or every day they will pay for your service or your solution, your product, to fix that problem. Obviously, your solution needs to fix that problem. So let's go to the second step. A solution to that problem in the form of an app. So the solution that you provide for the issue that customer is facing needs to be a digital solution. A solution that can be provided as an app that can be accessed through a phone or a computer. Wherever the customer is, they should be able to access your solution. That's the second step, and it is very important. The third step is a way to collect your payment in the form of a monthly subscriptions. So the customer has a problem, the problem is urgent, the problem is recurring, so he needs your solution, you provide him the solution, so now he needs to pay you. Your solution needs to have a payment gateway to allow the customers to pay you. But not only that, you need in a monthly basis to make sure that the customer has paid his subscription. If he hasn't, he won't have access to your solution, to your app anymore. And this is something that needs to be there. It is very important because if you need to make 10K a month, you need to have this system put together. And every month, it will require for the payment, the customer will pay. If he doesn't pay, he will no longer have access to your solution. Now let's give you an example of this whole process. So you are looking for a customer with money and a big and recurring problem. So let's say your ideal customer is an entrepreneur. So you are serving entrepreneurs with a big and recurring problem. Usually, in order for you to know what is the problem, you don't create the problem, you go and ask them to tell you what is their problem, or you observe them. But here, for the sake of an example, I will give you just an example here. Let's say entrepreneurs, since these are your ideal customers, you are serving entrepreneurs who have back problem, like back pain. Let's say because they are software entrepreneurs, they are often in their office, they are in front of a computer, their posture is not always good, so they have back pain. It is urgent because it's painful. It is recurring because even if it's fixed now, due to their activities, they might face that problem again. So it is a big and recurring problem for a customer who is an entrepreneur, a successful one, so he can afford your solution. So you present them a solution in a form of an app. It can be a smartphone app, the one you download on your smartphone, but still that smartphone app needs to access your service on a cloud. It can be a web app, the one you don't need to download on your smartphone. You can just access it through a browser. Either way, it needs to be in a form of an app. So you have now the problem, you provide an app that fixes that problem, and this app is connected to a payment gateway that will process the payment from your customers and make sure that he pays his monthly fees for his subscription. Otherwise, he will no longer have access to your solution of an app. So I will give you the details on how you can build an app to fix the problem we use in our example, and this is on the next slide. So what's the best way to make money on internet? First, we learned how do people make money. They found a customer with who can afford for their service, so who has the money, who has a big, urgent and recurring problem. They present a solution to that customer in the form of an app. This app is connected to a payment gateway that allows them to receive money from the customer and also to track their monthly subscription and deal with the accesses if the customer didn't pay his monthly fees. So what is the best way to make money on internet? The solution, the answer is the SaaS model. So what is SaaS? SaaS stands for software as a service. It's a method of software delivery and licensing in which software is accessed online via subscription rather than bought and installed on individual computers. This method allows you to make a recurring revenue since your customers have to pay you each month to access your software. The more they use it, the more they need it since their data is saved on your SaaS. So you need an example to understand it, but I will try first to explain the definition. A SaaS, we are all using SaaS on a daily basis. For example, if you use Uber, it is a SaaS. It is a software as a service. If you use some kind of delivery apps, it is a software as a service. All these platforms that you are all using, we are all using, paying fees every month. These marketplaces and all, many of them are SaaS, software as a service, or they can be marketplaces, but this is the gist of it. Like, that's what we want to build. We want to build a platform that deliver a service to a customer to fix his issue, and in order for him to access that solution, to access that software, to access that SaaS, that app, he pays a monthly fee. He pays subscription. Let's go back to our example. Here you have this customer, entrepreneur with back pain. Here, what is the solution that you can provide to them through an app? It could be a marketplace. A marketplace will be a platform that put together two kinds of people. One part would be the people who have back pain, for example, with people who can fix it, like chiropractors and this kind of people. You build the platform. In order for them, the customers and the solution providers, like the chiropractors, the doctors, to be on your platform, they will have to pay a fee. You might say the customers, like the entrepreneurs, will not pay to have access on the platform, but the chiropractors will pay a monthly fee, for example, of $40 every month so that they can be on your platform. Now, the customers, in order to reach out to the chiropractor, they might as well pay something, a monthly fee, or when they make sure that the chiropractor can come and serve them, like you do on Uber, for example, when you get a car, the payment happens on Uber and Uber will take a share. And the same thing might happen on your platform when he pays the chiropractors, and he can rank them and say if he is satisfied or not. Everything happens on your platform, and you take, for example, 3% of every transaction. So you will have two ways of being paid. The first way, the monthly subscription. The second way, you get a share of every transaction. It can be 2%. So in order for you, for example, to make your 10K a month, you will need 100 people who pays you $100 a month as a subscription. To go back to our example, if you say the chiropractor pays you something like $40 or $50 a month, if you have 100 chiropractors on your platform that pays you $50 a month, it gives you $5,000 every month. They will have to pay you that every month in order to remain on your platform. Now, the other 5,000 may come from the different transactions with the entrepreneurs who need their back to be fixed and stuff like that. That's just an example I gave on top of my head like that, just to explain to you what you will need to do. And when you have this big problem for this customer who can afford your solution, the big and recurring problem when you have got that part, you will never be broke again, because you just need to provide a solution to that problem and the money will follow. So for this video, because I don't want the video to be too long and we want to be practical, we will focus on the second part, like the AI one. Like I told you, rather than having a solution with different chiropractors who are human practitioners, you might have an AI bot, and the entrepreneurs will just have to pay a fee, like $20 a month, and they have access to your AI bot, and your artificial intelligence bot will give them the solution. That's the third slide we are going to see. What is AI? So AI will kill jobs but birth businesses. I'm sure you have heard this first part of this sentence, AI will kill your job. And it might be true. AI will probably kill your job at some point. But the second part, you don't often hear about it. AI will birth businesses. And if you know how to harness the power of AI, it might birth yours. To go back on our example about the chiropractors, we can use human chiropractors. We can use human doctors to provide the solution for this issue, the back pain. Or we could use artificial intelligence to do that. So what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence, called AI, is a set of technologies that enable computers to perform a variety of advanced functions, including the ability to see, understand, and translate spoken and written language, analyze data, make recommendations, and so on, like ChatGPT. I believe you have heard about ChatGPT. Probably you have used ChatGPT. If you haven't used it yet, I will encourage you to try it out, and you will be blown away and see how powerful this technology is. And it's not only ChatGPT. You have many different solutions right now using the power of AI. So in other words, artificial intelligence are machines that are programmed to perform certain tasks automatically without the need for humans to supervise their work, and without the need for you of knowing how to code. You can build the ultimate SaaS with AI. And that's what I was talking about our solution. So the first idea would be to link on a marketplace our customers with solution providers who could be doctors and chiropractors and whatnot. The second possibility, the one I'm going to show you right now in this video, is linking our customers with a chatbot. An AI bot, because if I say chatbot, you will believe it's something like trivial, like the one you used to use, but no. It is something like ChatGPT, but that will be focused on one problem, the problem your customer is facing. So this artificial intelligence is going to be an expert in this particular problem. You will train it to be an expert in this particular problem, and you will package it in such a way that it is a solution, it is a platform, it is a web app, it is a smartphone app, it is something your customers can access to, pay a monthly fee, and have the solution delivered to him or them wherever they are in the world, because it is an app. And you collect the money due to this payment gateway that is connected to this solution. And like we say here, you don't need humans. If it was a common marketplace with customers and solution providers like entrepreneurs with back pain and chiropractors, you will need to rely on these humans. They have times where they sleep, they have time where they eat, and you will have to work with them and find solution when you are facing a problem. But when it is AI never sleeps, never take a break, is never depressed, it works every day. So when you have built this solution, you build it once and it works every day. So when we talk about the profitability of this kind of business model, when you are working into the SaaS sphere, it is between 70 to 80% profit. Let's think about it. Every month you will have between 70 and 80% profit. If you have 100 customers that pay a $100 fees, you will have a profit of 70 to 80% of that money. So 100 customer that pays $100, it will be 10K a month, 8,000 profit, between 7,000 and 8,000 profit. I'm not talking about the taxation part, that's another problem altogether, but I'm talking about the money you will need to spend to make sure that the solution is viable. You will need to pay the hosting, like the cloud storage and this kind of stuff, but it is really cheap compared to what you are going to gain. Now, in this video, like I will focus on the second part. Like this next part of the video, I will show you exactly by sharing my screen how you can build a solution with AI without code, like an app. But like I told you, it is a virtuous cycle. There are 3 steps, and the first step is really important. The third step is really important. The second step is really important, but you cannot build this virtuous cycle with just one step. So why I focus on this video on the second step is because I really want to be practical. But the first and third step, you will find a link in the description below that will show you exactly how you can have these 2 steps, how you can build this virtuous cycle. This link will take you to a virtual summit that I held a while ago. I gather 5 entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs who build successful apps without coding. They build them from scratch without any money from venture capitalists. It was bootstrapped. They made it themselves, and I asked them all these successful entrepreneurs the same question. If you lost everything that you have, what would you do to get it back in 30 days only? What are the solutions you will use? How would you do it? How would you find the customers? How would you set up the payment gateway? How would you build the solution? And I also ask them to share their screen with me. Everything has been recorded, so this is in the link just in the description below this video. You will know exactly how successful entrepreneurs, how people who built apps that made millions of dollars, how they did it and how they would do it again without getting any money from venture capitalists or anyone. I told them, if you lost everything, every bank account, you no longer have any money, you just have access to internet, what would you do? If you want to know what they did, I encourage you to click on the link below and get this virtual summit. You will love it and you will be able to build these three steps from it. Now I will show you the second step, exactly how you can do it with AI, what you can build, so that you know exactly what to do. So okay, let's go now on the second part of this video. I will be sharing my screen with you and you will be able to follow me. If you do the same thing that I'm doing, you will be able to build the same app. So we are building an AI application that will serve your customer. Remember, we are working on the example I gave you previously, but you can add anything you want. We will need a few tools in order to accomplish it and build the app that we want. The first one will be Flowise. So you have the website here, flowiseai.com. But in order to access this platform that allow us to build AI apps without any code, just with a graphical interface like you see on the video, we need to have a GitHub account. So you go to GitHub, you create an account. If you don't have already one, you create an account and you look for Flowise. You can see it here, Flowise AI, Flowise. When you are here, you will need to fork it. It means you are going to create a branch of this repository. You will create a branch into your own account. You will be forking it into your own account so that the whole app will end up in your GitHub. So you click on fork. Since I have already generated the fork, you can see my name appears here, right? Once you have it, when you have clicked on fork, you go into your profile now, and this is how it will appear. If you want to synchronize with the last version of Flowise, you can do it here by clicking on sync fork and update branch. But if you had already started working on the branch by building apps, if you update the branch, all the apps that you created will disappear. So be careful when you do it. First, save your work on your computer. Then you can update the branch and upload it back on your Flowise. So now you have Flowise on your GitHub. Now how can you interact with it? You will need a platform that will host your application. And this platform, which is a cloud application that can do that, we will use for this example Render. You can see it here, render.com. So first we use Flowise. In order to have Flowise, we go to GitHub. We found it on GitHub, we fork it. When you have done it, we now use the render app. That will work for the hosting part. It's a little bit as if you have a website. You need a host which will store your website and make it available on the browser. That's pretty much the same thing. So we are going to use a very cheap version of render just to show how it works. So you will create your account. You create an account. When you sign in or you get started, you will create an account with your GitHub account, because it will ask you which platform do you want to use to connect to render. So you will use GitHub. You won't use Google account or Apple account or whatever. You will use a GitHub account because the system will need to take your fork, your Flowise fork, and put it on render. So you use a GitHub account. When you have used your GitHub account and you have got into render, you will choose to connect your GitHub to your render. When you have connected the GitHub to the render, you will create here a new web service. You will give it a name and you will choose to connect. You see, you connect with your Flowise. You give it any name you want, then you connect with your Flowise. For example, I connect here, I give it a name, so I have a name. I will change in runtime Docker. I will choose node. Here you have yarn build. You will add yarn install semicolon like this. In build command, you will choose the type that you want. Since you are making a test, we will use only the $7 a month one. If you use a free one, you will have some issue to run your app. You need first to be able to start to test your app. So the best way for you to do it will be to use the starter version, right? So you pick the starter version, $7, and then you create your web service. When you have done it, you are done. You have created the render, and this is how it's going to happen. It will appear as deploy succeeded. Your web service is deployed. It's a node and runtime, and you have everything that you need. Now you can enter, and you will have a link. This is the link that you will have. You just open your link, et voila. You have your Flowise AI. You can change the aesthetics. You can use the marketplace, and on the marketplace you have already some AI templates, AI app templates that you can use. For example, AI agent, you can see how it looks like, but we are not going to use a template. We will build one from scratch, so that you will see. We build one based on the example we were talking about. So what was the example? We said someone has a back problem. We will build a solution with an AI bot that is going to give advice regarding how they can fix their issue. It will be a little bit as if they were talking to a physician, but this time it's not going to be a person, it's going to be artificial intelligence, but an artificial intelligence that has been trained for this particular subject. So now that we have our flow-wise set, we are going to create our app. The first thing we need is, again, you will need to draw it somewhere on a piece of paper or on a canvas for the different steps that you will need to follow to create your app. So for me, I will just try to explain what I'm going to do. So my app is going to allow me to charge a PDF with all the information I need to train my bot. So I have a PDF loader. So I will load a PDF on my bot, a PDF with all this information regarding back pain. It can be all the information to turn my bot into a physician or whatever, but I will focus on the back pain. I will focus on the data that I need. I could have used, rather than using a PDF, I could have used a database, I could have used an Excel sheet, whatever fits your criteria, but for me I will use a PDF file. So I will need text splitter, no. So I will use recursive text splitter. I try to zoom out a little bit so you can see better. Okay, I have a recursive text split, the pine cone. You use the pinecone upsert document. I know it looks a little bit weird to use all these different tools, but you will understand it. I will explain to you how they work. So you have first the recursive character is the one that helps you to get the PDF file into different chunks. You have the OpenAI embedding, which is the OpenAI that will allow you to fill your pinecone. The pinecone is the database. It is a vector database. Okay, so you have the vector database. The document goes into the vector database. If you look carefully, you will see the different names written here, so you know where to fix each part. So okay,
Now, you notice that there are a bunch of these blanks that we need to fill. So jump over that.
I deleted OpenAI. Use the OpenAI wrapper.
Documenting different pieces and how much overlap you want.
So you have the OpenAI conversational retrieval QA chain. So you look for conversational retrieval QA chain. Okay. So this one take the vector from pinecone. Okay. Here. And this one too. So your app is built. It may look kind of weird, but it is that. So here you have the recursive character text splitter. It is the one that allows your app to divide your PDF into chunks. Here you have the PDF file, the PDF loader. It's here that you will upload your document. The document is going to be analyzed by the OpenAI embedding, and it will be sent into the Pinecone database. And these two elements, OpenAI and the Pinecone, are working with the conversational retrieval QA chain that allows you to ask questions to the document that you sent into your app. So your AI app needs information, needs training. The training will comes from a document. It might be a PDF, it might be a database, whatever. I chose the PDF. So I built this, and now I'm going to put my different API keys so that it can work correctly. First and foremost, I want you to know that you should not share your API key with anyone. It's supposed to be a secret. Now I will, just for the sake of this video, use my API key here, but I will delete them later. The first API key we will need comes from OpenAI. So first, it's not the same API that you are using on ChatGPT. This one is a particular one, and in order to have it, you need to add the payment method into your platform openai.com. When you have added your payment method, you can now go into API's key. You can generate an API key. I will create a new secret key just for this test. I will call it my AI app. You can do something similar. Now you need to save this API, because when you will approve it, you copy it, you save it somewhere. When you approve it, after that you won't be able to see it ever again. So I copy it, we choose done. When I've done it, I'm going to Flowise and I'm putting my API key everywhere OpenAI asks for it. Okay, then you will go into pinecone.io. You will create an account. I open an account. I used GitHub like I did for render. When you have done it, you will create an index. You will choose, you give a name to your index. You will have the dimension. You will leave cosine as it is. Now I will leave it on the starter paid plan, but free plan, sorry, but you can use anyone you want. So I will leave it on the starter plan, but the dimension you need to fit, I will show you, it's 1536. You see this dimension? This one is the one you need to use. So for example, you call it AI. It doesn't allow capital letter. AI app, dimension 1536. It's really important that you choose 1536 because that's the way you have to set it, and you create your index. When you have done it, you will have this index, and all these informations are the one you are supposed to provide here in Flowise. So the first thing it asks you, Pinecone API key. So your API key, you can find it here. Okay, you can look for it, you copy it, you come into your Flowise and you add your API key. Now Pinecone environment, US West 4 GCP free. Where do I find it? When you are in your index, it is your environment. This is the one that you should copy and put into. This is the one. So I already added it, so you have it here, and after that is your pinecone index. So the index, you will find the name here, index name. This is the one. This is the one. You copy it and you come into your Flowise and you add your index. Additional parameters, it is important for you to add this because it will make the difference between how it is saved. For example, we will call it AI app and we will choose 4. Okay, we have pretty much done everything here. We have our API key. Now the only thing we still have to look for is the PDF file. So again, in our example we chose back pain, right? I found a PDF just for the sake of our text which is called low back pain. So I will upload it. This is what it looks like. It is, I found it here on internet. I downloaded it. It describes what is the origin of low back pain, how it works, and how you can fix it, the causes, the treatment. So I uploaded the file. I will try to zoom in and you will see. Here it is, low back pain.pdf. So here you have your app. Now you will check out if it's working. You have a chat icon here and you will try to chat with, I forgot something. I will show you something first. You see, this one is the one that retrieved the information. Okay, if you look at additional information, this is where you can add your prompting. By default, this is what he said: I want you to act as a document that I am having a conversation with. Your name is AI assistant. You will provide me with answers from the given info. If the answer is not included, say exactly I'm not sure, and stop after that. Refuse to answer any question not about the info. Never break character. So this is pretty much what the bot will be about. The documents I uploaded is training the bot, and it will work only based on the information given by this document. Now we will check it out. Let me ask. Oh, I didn't save it. Let me save it first. AI app. Okay, I've saved it. Now that is saved, what is this document about? Remember, the document is about low back pain. This document is about exercises and tips for preventing and managing low back pain. You see, this particular bot is only working on what is found on the documents. Let me show you again. Description. It is about low back pain. Let me ask it what are the common causes. The common causes of low back pain are muscle strain, ligament sprain, poor posture, age, and disc bulge. Muscle strain, ligament sprain, poor posture, age, disc bulge. So you can see how it's going to work. So this was just for a test. This is what I've built without using any code, as you have seen, and this is something that you can build too. Just follow the different steps I showed you. You just need to create few accounts. You do it once. After that, you will need to generate the API key. You add them when needed, where needed, and your app is pretty much working. Now, this is what is happening in the back end. Now you will need to build what we call a user interface, like the way I'm chatting with the app with the AI here. You will need to build your own, because this one is like the test environment. in order for you to test your app. But what you will need to do is to build it the way I've done and connect it to a user interface like the way you can see on the one you can see on ChatGPT, because this what I've showed you is what is happening on the background. Now let's go back to my Pinecone. This one is the database. You can see AI app. That's the one I just created, and you can see here 8. So it is working and the informations are coming into my database. They are stored here. I can retrieve them. And that's how cool it is. Like, you don't need 30 minutes to build your app. You can do it in 10 minutes. Build something that you can test straight up. And what you will need now after you are done with what happened in the back end is to connect it to now what is the front end, and the front end is the graphic user interface your customers, potential customers, are going to interact with. Now, in order to build that part, because like I told you, I was going to focus on this video on the AI part. In order to build step 1 and step 3, like I told you in the link, you will the link below, just click on the link and you will access a full web summit that I ran with 5 or 6 very successful entrepreneurs who build apps online without any code. They show you exactly how they did it. They share with you their screen. They share with you their secrets. They tell you exactly what are the tools they use, how they build them, how they found the customer, because like I told you, this is the most important thing that you will need to do, is to find the right customer, the customer who have the money to spend to build to the money to afford your solution. How do they find this customer? How do they talk with them? How do they check if the idea was a good one or not? How do they validate the solution they provided for the problem? How did they set all the parts regarding the payment gateway, the monthly subscription? How did they decide for the right price? When you have this and you add the 2 other steps, you will have your business set. You can build an AI app the way I've done, and you will be making 10,000K a month with just 100 customers who pays you $100, or 200 customers who pays you $50 per month. And with the advices of the entrepreneurs I interviewed, the one that you can get on the link, it will be really easy for you to build your business that will be able to generate 10K every month for you. So don't forget to like and subscribe, because I'm going to do many videos like this. I will even go as far as pick and choose a successful AI app that exists right now, and I will show you how it works in the back end, and we will try to build it together, because what is happening in the back end is pretty much what we have done here. You just set up something with a prompt that you set up, and that's what's work in the back end. Now what is working in the front end, the thing the customer sees, because he doesn't see this part, what he sees is this. How do you build this part? the part the customers is interacting with. Now, what is the best way to build it? How do you do it? How do you set it up? The how do you do it the fastest and the cheapest without knowing how to code and without coding or paying anyone to do it for you? That I will show you in the link below. You just have to click on it and you will get all the information that you need. It was a pleasure having you. I hope I will see you in the next video. Like and subscribe. Have a good day and let's use AI to birth your business.